Okay, so today our topic is mensuration. Okay, so mensuration basically deals with area and perimeter of plane figures. Okay, now see, there are two parts in this chapter. First part is related to triangles. Okay, and the second part is related to quadrilaterals. Okay, so first we will discuss about triangles. Okay, now before anything, let us see what is perimeter. Okay, so perimeter means length of the boundary. Okay, length of the boundary, okay, of the plane figure. Okay, so length of the boundary is known as perimeter. Okay, now and area, what is area? So area is the region, okay, region occupied by the plane figure. Okay, so perimeter is basically length of the boundary and area is the region occupied of a plane figure. Okay, now see, so first we will discuss about triangles. Okay, now see, first type of triangle we will discuss, okay, which has, okay, a height. Okay, suppose a triangle is given, okay, and its height is given. Suppose this is the height of this triangle ABC, okay, and this is the height of the triangle. Okay, now see, if this is the height, okay, name it as AD. Okay, so if AD is the height, then we will take BC as base. Okay, so basically the perpendicular, whichever side it falls, okay, that becomes the base. Okay, now suppose if we have this triangle, okay, and a perpendicular falls on this side, so this is the perpendicular and this is the base. Okay, similarly if we have a triangle like this, and if the perpendicular from this vertex falls on this side, if this is the height, then this becomes the base. Okay, understood? So here the perpendicular falls on BC, so BC is the base. Okay, if we name the base as B and the height as H, so area becomes half into B into H. Okay, half into base into height. Okay, that we already know that if a height is given in a triangle, then the area is half into base into height. Okay. Okay, now we will discuss a triangle in which height will be not given and all the other sides will be given. Okay, now see, now we will see a triangle in which all the three sides are given, means all the length of the sides are given. Then how we can find the area? Okay, now suppose the length of this side is A, okay, and the length of this side is B, and the length of this side is C. If all the three sides are given, if the length of all the three sides are given, then we have to first of all find the semi perimeter. Okay, semi perimeter. Okay, semi perimeter. Okay, that is equals to A plus B plus C by 2. Now if we add all the sides, that is our perimeter. That is for all the type of triangle. Okay, doesn't matter if it is a triangle in which all the length is given, all the three sides are given, doesn't matter. If it is an equilateral triangle, if it is an isosceles triangle, if it is a scalene triangle, doesn't matter. The formula for perimeter is the sum of all the sides. That's it. So semi perimeter means first we will find perimeter and we will divide by 2. So this is the semi perimeter. We will name it as S. S equals to A plus B plus C by 2. Okay, now this is the semi perimeter. After we get the semi perimeter, then the formula of area becomes root over S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. A, B, C are the length of the triangle. Okay, so this formula is also known as Heron's formula. Okay, Heron's formula, very very important. Okay, if we know all the three sides, if we know all the length of three sides, then we will use Heron's formula to find the area of the triangle. Okay, understood? Now let us see our next type of triangle, that is an equilateral triangle. Now first of all, what is an equilateral triangle? So equilateral triangle is a triangle whose all the three sides are of equal length. Okay, suppose we are assuming each side equal and we are lettering each side as A. Okay, so that means it is an equilateral triangle. Okay, equilateral triangle has all the sides same. Okay, now we can use this Heron's formula which we just learned, okay, to find the area of this equilateral triangle, or we can use another method. Okay, now see, for that method what we have to do, we have to draw a perpendicular. Okay, now in an equilateral triangle the perpendicular bisects this side. Okay, we can prove it by congruency. This triangle and this triangle will be congruent, so BD and DC will be equal by CPCT. So if this total length is A, so BD will be A by 2 and DC will also be A by 2. Okay, now we can see that we have an right angle triangle. You see this is a right angle triangle. So in the right angle triangle, A is the hypotenuse. Okay, this is the one of the side, and now we have to find the perpendicular AD by Pythagoras theorem. So see, we can write AB square is equals to AD square plus BD square. Okay, now AB is A square, AD we have to find, and BD is A by 2 whole square. Okay, now A square, and this will come this side, it becomes A square by 4 equals to AD square. Okay, now we will take LCM. So LCM will be 4, it will be 4A square minus A square equals to AD square. So that means it is 3A square by 4 equals to AD square. Now this square will come this side, it will become root over 3A square by 4 equals to AD. That means we have AD equals to, now see, this root 3 will be inside the root. Okay, for this A square, A will come out, and 4 is also a perfect square. So for this 2 will come out. So we will get A by 2 root 3. Okay, see, root 3 remains inside the root, 4 becomes 2, and this becomes A. Okay, now AD is the height, that is A by 2 root 3. Okay, now we will use the formula. This formula we can use this formula, half into base into height. So area becomes half into, see, this total length is base. Okay, if this is the height, then BC is the base. So A base and height is A by 2 into root 3. Okay, now we'll multiply this. So A into A is A square, 2 into 2 is 4. So we will get root 3 by 4 A square. This is the area of equilateral triangle. Okay, root 3 by 4 A square. What is A? A is the length of each side. Okay, now see, we can also use Heron's formula to find the area of equilateral triangle. It's very simple. Okay, now see, what we have to do, simply instead of, see, for equilateral triangle, if length of each side is A, so semi-perimeter becomes A plus A by 2, that means it is 3A by 2. Okay, and then we will put the values here. So we will get area equals to root over 3A by 2 multiplied by 3A by 2 minus A, 3A by 2 minus A, and 3A by 2 minus A. Okay, so this becomes 3A by 2 multiplied by, this is, now see, if I take LCM, I will get A by 2 into A by 2 into A by 2. Okay, so see, how many A's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 A's are there. So 2A will come out, that means it will become A square, and there are 4 2's, that means 2 will come out, that will become 4, and this 3 will remain inside the root. That means it is root 3 by 4 A square. Okay, so we'll get the same formula, or we can use this method, doesn't matter. We have to memorize the formula, that's it. Okay, now see. Okay, note it down. Now we'll see our next triangle, that is an isosceles triangle. Now see, our next triangle is isosceles triangle. Okay, isosceles triangle. Okay, now what is isosceles triangle? So isosceles triangle is a triangle in which any of the two sides are equal. So suppose we are assuming here that AB and AC are equal. Okay, and BC is of any length, any other length. Okay, so these two are of equal length. Okay, so what will be the area? Now let us find out. First of all, what we will do, we will draw the perpendicular from A. Okay, now name this point as D. Again, this perpendicular drawn from the vertex which contains equal sides. Okay, so this perpendicular will bisect this BC. That also we can prove it by congruency. That proof is not required, just you have to know that this perpendicular will divide this side. Okay, so this will become B by 2, and this is also B by 2. Okay, now similarly, just like in equilateral triangle we calculated the length of AD by Pythagoras theorem, here also we will calculate the length of AD by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so see, AB square is equals to AD square plus BD square. Now AB is A square, AD we have to find, and BD is B by 2 whole square. So this becomes A square. Now this will come this side, it will become minus B square by 4 equals to AD square. Now if I take LCM, I will get 4A square minus B square by 4 equals to AD square. So AD is root over 4A square minus B square by 4. Okay, now this term, okay, which is the numerator, it will remain as it is. It is not a perfect square, we cannot take it out of the root, but this 4, it will become 2. So this will basically, it will become, in the numerator, root is there, 4A square minus B square by 2. Okay, So this 4, it became 2, and this term in the numerator, it will remain as it is. Okay, so what is AD? AD is the height. Okay, now the formula for area will be, formula for area is half into base. Now base is B and height is this AD. AD is the height, that is root over 4a square minus b square by 2. So it becomes 1 by 4b multiplied by root over 4a square minus b square. Okay, or we can write b by 4 root over 4a square minus b square. So this is the area of isosceles triangle. Okay, understood? Now I'm writing the area here. Okay, now let us see one more type of triangle, that is for right angle triangle. That is very simple. Okay, let us see anyway. Now this is an right angle triangle. Okay, so in right angle triangle, okay, the side which contains the right angle, okay, this side and this side contains the right angle triangle. Okay, so one of the side will be perpendicular and one of the side will be base. Okay, or one of the side will be height and base. Okay, same thing. Suppose this is height, I am assuming as height, so this becomes the base. Okay, now sometimes what will happen, that is the hypotenuse will be given and one of the sides will be given. So again we can find that side using Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is very important here. Okay, so whenever there is a right angle triangle, we can always use Pythagoras theorem whenever we need. Okay, so there is no problem in using Pythagoras theorem whenever we want to use, no problem. Okay, so basically the area is simple, just like the first one, half into base into height. Just remember that the side which contains the right angle triangle, one of the side will be the height, one of the side will be the base. Okay, now see, what about the perimeter of all these triangles? Okay, now see, if it is a scalar triangle, all of the sides are different lengths. So basically the sum of all sides. Okay, sum of all sides is always the perimeter. Okay, perimeter is always, it doesn't matter if it is a triangle, if it is a quadrilateral, if it is a 8-sided polygon, doesn't matter. Perimeter is always the sum of all sides. Okay, perimeter is sum of all sides. Okay, now for equilateral triangle, because all the three sides are equal, okay, so the perimeter will become, for equilateral triangle, perimeter is 3a. Okay, for isosceles triangle, because two of the sides are equal, so the perimeter will be 2a plus b. Okay, a plus a, 2a plus b. Okay, understood? Simple, it's very simple. This perimeter here will be, it is 3a, 3 into side, and perimeter here will be 2a plus b. Okay, that's it. And for other triangles, we have to simply add all the sides. Okay, we have to sum all the sides. Okay, now copy this and then we'll see some questions. Okay. Okay, now let us see this question. In this question, the question says it is a triangle, okay, and the three sides are given, that is 42, 34 and 20 centimeter. These three sides are given, and the question says first find the area of this triangle, and then we have to find the height corresponding to the longest side. Okay, the longest side is 42, so we have to find the height corresponding to the length of the side, which is 42. Okay, now see, first of all let us find the area. Now we know that if all the three sides are given, we will use Heron's formula. Okay, so for that we have to find the semi perimeter. So S is equals to 42 plus 34 plus 20 by 2. That means it is 6, 9 by 2, which is your 48. Okay, so the semi perimeter is 48. Okay, now then we have the formula of area, that is root over S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. Okay, so root over S is 48 and then 48 minus 42 multiplied by 48 minus 34 multiplied by 48 minus 20. Okay, now see, so this is 48 multiplied by, if you subtract it you will get 6, if you subtract it you will get 14, and if you subtract it you will get 28. Okay, now see, you don't have to multiply all this, you have to simply expand all this, and then we have to make the pairs, and then we have to take the root. Okay, so 48 is 6 at 48, so it is 3 into 2, 6, and 8 will be 2 into 2 into 2. 6 can be written as 3 into 2, 14 can be written as 2 into 7, and 28 is 7 into 4, so 2 into 2 into 7. Okay, so simply I will expand all this into this prime numbers. Okay, and then I will make pairs of numbers. Okay, now see, count how many 3's are there. 1 2 2 3's are there, that means 1 3 will come out. Then count how many 2's are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 2's are there, that means 4 2 will come out. Okay, 4 2's will come out, and then there is 2 7, so 1 7 will come out. Now I will simply multiply it. Okay, so it will be 16 into 21, which is 336 centimeter square. Okay, so by Heron's formula we got the area. Okay, now then we have to find the height corresponding to the longest side. That means for that I have to draw height from this side. Okay, corresponding to the longest side. That means the longest side should be the base. Okay, now this is the height, suppose. So the area of the triangle is half into base, which is 42, the longest side, and the height is h. Okay, now this is also the area. Okay, now it doesn't matter how we calculate the area, either we use this Heron's formula or we use half into base into height, the area will always be same. That means this area should be equals to this area. Okay, that means 336 is equals to half into 42 into h. Okay, now I will simply solve for h. So 336 multiplied by 2 by 42 equals to h. It will cancel by 21 and it will become 16. Okay, so the height is 16. So the height corresponding to the longest side is 16 centimeter. Okay, understood? This is very important question, and you will encounter this question in the beginning of the exercise. Okay, so see this question. Okay, and then we will see some other questions. Okay, okay, now see, in this question, the question says this is a right angle triangle. Okay, I am not writing the question, I am simply explaining it. Okay, see, in this right angle triangle, the question says the difference between these two sides, the side which contains the right angle triangle. The question says the side containing the right angle triangle, the difference between them is 7. Okay, the difference between these two sides is 7, and the area of this triangle is given 60 centimeters square. Okay, so we have to find these two sides. Okay, what are these two sides? Okay, now suppose we are assuming one of the side as x. Okay, so the other side will be x minus 7, because the difference is 7. You see, x minus 7. If I subtract these two, I will get minus x, minus plus 7, cancel it, I will get 7. Okay, so if one of the side is x, the other side will be x minus 7. Okay, now we know the formula for area, that is half into base into height. So half into the base here is x minus 7 and the height is x and the area is given, it is 60. Okay, now we will open the bracket, we will multiply it, it will become x square minus 7x equals to this 2 will go multiplied with 60, it will become 120. So x square minus 7x minus 120 equals to 0. Now see, this is, we have learned in factorization chapter that we have to do middle term split. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. Okay, so we have to first middle term split this. Okay, now see, for that what we have to do, we have to multiply the coefficient of the squared variable, that is 1 and 120. Okay, so multiply this and then prime factorize it. 60, 230, 215, 3, 5, 5, 1. Okay, so from these numbers we have to form two numbers such that by adding or subtracting I will get this 7. Okay, so what could be that number? Okay, that number will be 15. Okay, see, 3 into 5 is 15 and 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. Okay, so 15 minus 8 is 7. Okay, so I will write like this, x square minus 15x plus 8x. Okay, minus 120 equals to 0. See, after subtraction I will get minus 7, minus 15 plus 8x. Okay, now I will take common from these two. So x minus 15 and plus 8, so it becomes x minus 15 equals to 0. Okay, so x plus 8 or x minus 15 equals to 0. So either we will write that x plus 8 equals to 0 or x minus 15 equals to 0. So from this I will get x equals to minus 8 or I will get x equals to 15. Now see, the sides cannot be negative, so we will neglect this value. Okay, we will neglect this value, so x will be 15. That means this side is 15. Okay, now if this side is 15, so this side becomes 15 minus 7, that is 8. Okay, so we got these two answers, 15 and 8. Okay, now if they ask in the question that find the hypotenuse, now we can find the hypotenuse. Okay, 15 square plus 8 square, and then we'll do the square root. Okay, suppose we have to find the square root, then AC will be root over 15 square plus 8 square, that is 225 plus 64, that will give you 289. That means it is the square root of 17, so this side becomes 17. Okay, so that's it about this exercise. Okay, solve this exercise. Okay, if you have any doubt, then ask. Okay, and the next video I will explain the perimeter and area of quadrilaterals. Okay, until then, solve this exercise. Okay.